So yeah, so we've got all the science packs, all 14 belts. Yep, definitely still on the wrong screen. Black Mist, thank you for following. Yeah, so everything's being held up by plastic right now. Blue looks very low, yeah, but it's not the biggest problem. It's everything depending on plastic and sulfuric acid, because you can see accumulators are struggling right now because it's barely getting anything. Lazy Trickster, thank you for the flow, and who was before that? Sylvan. So many new follows. Rainbow, yeah. Yesterday's headache, which I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I think I was too tired just getting this going, and then we sorted it out in the end. There was endless frustration for everyone. Team Rectic Sturm, of course. Yeah, so that's the plastic situation there. This base ate the entire storage of plastic in no time. No time at all. Traffic cone 600, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so this is... Oh, it's good on acid right now, but it is struggling, kinda. See, this is dead because of red circuits. Triplin, thank you for the follow. Red circuits is just starved of plastic. But the rocket ship is working. As you can see, the FPS dies as soon as you look at it. Kurto, something, thank you for the follow. What about pipes? Pipes are laggy. This map only... Skidone, thank you for the follow. There's a lot of follows. Oop. OBS glitch. There goes my regulation 300 frames. The stream buffers, yeah, I think the recording just kicked in more, waking up hard drives. So I'm going to have to clear that out. And more follows rolling in. I can't even rattle them off now, there's so many. Unbelievable. Vu Munich? Fix pipes by nerfing belts. That's one way. So we're doing a casual 48k green circuits a minute right now. Nothing terribly dramatic. Yeah, as I say, ultimately we need to sort out oil. It's not refining enough because the oil trains they're the wrong size. So waiting for the Skavorex process to kick off on your own map. Watching more Factorio while you wait. That's the way. So yes, this is plastic has run out of crude, but plastic in itself is nowhere near big enough. Like these little trains just can't cope. So I'm going to need to equip myself with a whole lot of... There. Got that vibration thing going on. You can go... Just complete distraction from what I should be doing is that there. Yep. So I'm going to need... pumps. Let's just get a stack. Let's get a stack of tanks. Pipes. There. Oil needs to be doubled even with... Yeah, so first problem is the oil trains are too small now because they carry 1/3 what they used to. And then the oil base needs to be doubled in itself. T-Bone 1909. And before that, Penguin, Cipher, Bolt Jiffin, Oh, hang on, that's Pill in the Sky, T-Bone, Bolt Giffen, Penguin, then Avor. Thank you for the follow, all you guys. There's the announcement. I'm ahead of the announcements, that's why. If I missed them, sorry about that. I'll try to catch all of them. I think there's still another one queued up. There it is. Yeah, it's just flying along. I can't keep up with it. 111 trains aren't big enough even with 75k. They were in the old base. What else do I need? Tankers. Let's grab a whole bunch of those. Might need to craft some. Yeah, it is, crafting them. One of the other things I did, just for the hell of it, was I moved this over to barreling, the lubricant. And so over here at lube there is net width. That could have been dangerous if I was an exterminator. So I added barreling here just for the hell of it. No real reason to do it, but I just thought it'd be a laugh. Yeah, there's sulfuric acid. Factorio strikes again. I gotta start your day in 8 hours. Alright, I'll see you later then. Have a good one. No worries on the timing. Just waiting for someone to get you alright. So I forgot the underscore existed. Pill in the sky. I think it says. That's pretty tough without the underscores. Like I have to squint, and I'm terrible at reading names, which doesn't help either. That'll do it for now. Let's get over to oil. Off we go. Yeah, so for those who haven't seen, this is my 2 red belts of science packs mega base. With this is the main base area itself. It's a single, everything happens in one base. I actually added in the productions of everything, so 288,000 iron plate, which is 112 belts, 165,000 copper plate, 36,000 steel, which is 16 belts. Steel's all running. Another thing I did in between was sort of fix up the alignment of these. So on the to-do list, so intermediate is to fix oil trains because of the tank changes. Belgian Tribute 96, thank you for the follow. And then the next thing is to fix up this train stuff coming in. That's the next urgent thing to do. I basically want to sort out the base completely, and then G-Frost, thank you for the follow, and then deal with oil. At this point I'm thinking about moving oil over here, maybe down here, and then I can completely encircle this lake. We'll see. Having said that, I may even put it over here in the end. Ebax, thank you for the follow. I don't want to... Up here was an option, but I kind of don't want to at the same time because it's going to push pollution out that way and I don't want that. That was the original choice for the location here, whereas it wasn't going to push pollution out very far because it's surrounded in... It's one of the few areas that's surrounded with trees. Another option is also down here. Sort of out the way. We'll see how we go though. Now, this only has 1 pack stop, so you need to return to the base. Like so. I'm going to jump out here. Incoming. Now... I only basically want to double, triple, quadruple the size of the tanker wagons, tanker trains. Was that tonight, 98, I think? Thank you for the follow. The other thing is if I spend all the time reading them out, I'll never get anything done. But who comes to Twitch for gameplay? No one comes here for gameplay. So speaking of... So pipes are equivalent to barreling now. Is ultimately it. There are some cases... Also where barreling is less UPS intensive because you have to factor in the roboports, the bots charging, the inserters on the barreling and unbarreling. And that plays a part. So what's the goal of this run? This is to produce a base which runs 3,200 science a minute, 2 red belts. So I just got distracted by... So I had Exterminator's stream still open, and then I could see myself 15 seconds delayed, and it was driving me insane, so I had to close it. How are we going to do this exactly? 1 tanker per refiner. Just park the train behind it. Now that is an interesting idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was just staring at it thinking, how can I do this? But yeah. So I don't really want to pick it up and move everything at this point right now. I just need an intermediate fix. Having said that, I might need to. Yeah. So you're using one of the tanks on the tanker wagon. That's fine. Well, I'm actually using 2. There. But that doesn't matter because there's no separate... It's all one big thing now. There's no separate grids, you can't even click on it. Like, you can't split them up, and normally by default they're not split anyway, so it's fine. I'm not on a server. This map cannot run multiplayer. It's physically impossible. I've tried it before, many complaints were made. So there's no chance of joining. I'm going to want a blueprint of that. Hey gear. Nothing has been done for sure with bots as of yet, but that's so Bilker and I and a few other people were able to see it, and then as soon as we tried it out, we discovered it just destroyed UPS. I really don't want to have to do too much to this, but I'm probably going to have to. Just thinking. Can the rails be moved up? Not really, because there's acid right there. On the basic, yeah, that's deliberate. To generate more crude oil. Heavy oil for lubricant. Yeah. It was actually, I think it used to be 2 or 3 actually, and then I changed them back. So one of these, I actually changed, see, one of these had 2, you can actually see, so this one has 2 lubricant chemical plants, and this one, you can actually see I've added a second one because it doesn't have productivity modules, same here. And this is what it should have looked like, the other 3. So it was intentional. Landfill? Could do. As I say, I'm trying to look for an easy solution. But I don't think one's presenting itself. Unless I lay them horizontally. I also need to think about what to make the oil trains. I might make them 252 or 262 as well. Which is more than what they originally carried, but that's fine. So... 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. That's a problem. I was just thinking I could summon some landfill, but I can't actually use that train right now. What I can do... I can evaporate that space for the... and move it over the other side, and then shift all these over. That'll work. But as I say, I don't want to commit too much effort to this thing. Because it is going, regardless. I suppose I could also just... do the base, then do this. As in do those trains. And then pick up and move the entire oil base. But I do want to try... Alright, let's just do something. Instead it's talking about it. Talking about doing something and gets tiring in the end. Also, before too much happens... Oop, acid train. Z54Z, thank you for the follow. This. Turn that off. Because it's going to automatically remove everything. Good time to do the other oil-based build. Yeah, not wrong there. I wouldn't mind trying having the train come alongside the refineries too. So this is as much an experiment as anything else. So pull this up. Hey, Loki. Loki. Okay. First things first. Praetorian negatively. Ah, that's a problem. So this will come in here. 1, 2, and so I was thinking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, something like a 2, 6, 2. Now there. Give it enough room for. They'll have to go. Starting to eat into the space of the next refinery already. You'll go in there. 2. Bluegrass BG, thank you for that. You've been here before. Mysteries 83, thank you for the follow. That bot speed is nice for doing big changes. Oh, it helps so much. I'll get rid of track. Because it's binding it to a rail grid. Oh, station. There we go. Let's pop a tank in there. What would your opinion be of a 3-way splitter? Conflicted? There is okay. What I can actually do is move the beacons in a row. So I do that. Because second there will cause lag. Not, it used to, not so much anymore. It's pretty much nothing. And if you do find a circumstance where it does, that's probably very specific. I know Madziri has a build which does cause circuit network lag, but it's very specific. Like, it's something you would never normally do. It was something that was built for the specific intention of causing lag. It killed every version up to 15. If you rotate the tank and add 1 extra pipe, you can place it right next to the track. The problem with that is if you go through a pipe into a tank, it considerably drops the pump throughput going into the tank. Which is why I want the tank connecting direct. It's the only reason. Otherwise I would do that. Get rid of all this. But I see you thinking though. I mainly just want to experiment with this first too. I'm not going to go completely direct as well. That probably won't work out so well. Isn't it good enough? I don't have an exact number that drops by, but it's a lot. I want the trains to just come in and just go instantly. Hello, train. Killer train. There they are. There's all the barrels from the pre tanker days. They're still there. Alrighty. Chuck that. It's 12,000 versus 6,000. Oh, I'll give it a go then. Let's see how it looks. You sold it. I'm all about trying things out. Yes, redoing oil. Hey, Jimmy John. There we go. Now, next thing I need is just an oil train. There's one. A victim. Just found uncapped Chester Speed 2 modules. Worst kind of speed modules. Thank you. I say speed module 2s, or module 2s are the worst type because the sole existence is to make speed 3s, productivity 3s, efficiency 3s. They don't exist for any other reason than to make the next tier. It's a good length. So if it goes like that, this is my general thinking. There is potential that one backing up another could cause issues. So I want to cross connect there. I actually want to link it to the refinery by some means. We start having... yeah. Supplying through... Yeah, like this isn't the best. And it's not lining up. I'm basically creating a second... You also need to think of takes as a big pipe too, not as a tank. And that changes a lot. Hopefully the refineries also have enough suction to actually do the job. Yeah, so what I was thinking was more connecting like that. That was where I was thinking. I know I'm changing back, but yeah, it seems more workable. Now. So that's not really helping. And that's in there. It's alive? It is alive. 0-sum with the auto host. The base is running. It's probably... Yeah, the packs are way down again. I did actually get 3,200 purple packs briefly. Alternatively, could do that. Just trying to... Yeah, this actually seems to... It's feeling like it minimizes more pipes. Minimizes the number of pipes even more. Whether or not that's true or not remains to be seen. I just hope I can carry on like that. Or if something like that happens. Well now. I suppose I could do that. I mean, that could work. The next thing I need to see is if it distributes amongst the refineries. Oh, I'm standing there, that's why. Is there a performance distance? For something spanning 3 tiles, it counts as 2 tiles. It also... the throughput only counts as 2 tiles, not... It doesn't count the underground distance. Okay. The other thing is undergrounds are much easier to walk through. It's actually somewhat symmetric too. Somewhat. Whoop. Hello. Do I ever think I'll put it up for download? When I'm completely done with it, I'd say. Let's give it some of that old power. Let's give it some orders. And some colour. I use this dark green for oil instead of black. You missing a pump? I am too. Thank you. Excellent. Colour is most important. It is. Nothing is more critical than the colour of the train. That's that. Alright, off we go. I have no idea where we're going. If I stop by the base, I might pick up some locos. Maybe some nuclear fuel while we're at it. Never change the train colour. Might go up north, hopefully. Yes. Just pull up here for a second. Oh, just outside of logistics. Oh, hang on. There we go. Come on, give me what I want. I was looking now, rocket just went up. Yes, with the auto host. Alright, got some of them. Off we go again. Shame for never changing it. I almost never change train stop colours. I always forget that that is even a thing. Oh, hey Neelis, you're actually here. Alright, so do you want to actually see the bot stuff? The proposed bot changes. Out of curiosity. Here we are. It's gonna take a while to fill up. Yeah. Now. I wanted to do this first because it's quite complicated to change. You do want to see it, okay. Let's run that. Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey. Oh, I saw a flash. Wakey, wakey. Oh yeah, I did see you on earlier. Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey. It's cropping bitmaps. Alright then. Come back here for a little while then. I'm never really 100% sure how to do these things. Oh, oh. There. There we go. I saw it spazzing out. There it is. Where the hell is it? Oh. Now I gotta find it. The exterms map. What's it called? Yeah, you can stare at a naked artillery wagon while you're at it. There it is. Da, 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 da. And to run that, otherwise it crashes. I love that you can mutually run Factorio at the same time. Big fan of it. Hey, beef. So, if I go over here, everything's doing its thing. But you can see there's a lot of bots. All of the roboports are already occupied. I might make the window bigger. There. There we go. Sometimes that game capture just goes really spaz. Yeah, this is the sending supporters to space map. Maximize. So, logistic, it's going down, 200. You can see it's just constantly charging now. Breaks everything. And it goes on like that, everywhere you look. So yeah, bots just charging. Eventually, you need, and also notice the UPS, 32. It's not rendering or anything, it's the bots are actually just burning through the UPS. The nerf is slower charging, but more, so they hold more energy. So they hold 3 kilowatt now. Well, this is a alleged change, or potential change. So they hold 3 kilowatt, but their charge rate is 1/4 of what it used to be. And so you see, they're just charging. That's all they do. And that's the UPS because of it. So what, basically, the bot nerf basically just destroys the game. It basically makes them take 8 times longer to charge. Yeah, so this is what I was looking at earlier. I don't think bots are fun. It's sort of like bringing bots down to belts by damaging the... by making them as UPS hungry as belts would. This should eventually... It's still at 200. It eventually does get to 0. Like, all just stuck at 0, and then the UPS goes up. The UPS goes up because the bots... The production goes down because the bots are just charging, but yeah, that's the UPS hit you take. Hey, Matsuri. I don't think bots are fun. New bot. Then it's just going to be... the problem is that if you just add it back in form of science, it doesn't actually achieve the goal you want. You want bots to not be as... You want belts to be competitive relative to it, so you have to permanently pull bots down, not add science that lets you bring them back up again. Look at all that charging. See, these don't even get a look in now around here because they're spending all their time waiting to charge. And that's why I say things like belt compression, that's a bit bigger issue because that kills belts. Angel's cargo bots? I'm a bit on the fence with those. There we go. All the logistics bots are used and the UPS is starting to go up. So this runs... This should run about 45 UPS for me normally without the change. So it's a 10 UPS hit. That's what you're looking at. Fixing belts is hard? No, it's not. It's not that bad. Anyway. I'm gonna drop out of that. And come back to this. So yeah, that's what you're looking at. Now. Let's spread this about. Have I commented on the upcoming splitter change? I'm indifferent to it. Doesn't really... It doesn't add a great deal. It's something that you look at and say, oh yeah, that's nice. Beyond that, I don't really care. Like, I haven't thought of any immediate use for it. The point that I've sort of low-key been trying to get across is the issues that need addressing are not getting addressed. And that is that pipes kill... You use bots because... You want to eliminate pipes. That's where a lot of the UPS is gained. And then there's also the bots logistically are a lot easier to set up. Well, there's a few issues, I should say. I'm trying to structure it just right. As many people have said, and I can actually see now, still saying the barrel nerf was fine, yes. Because it made sense, and now barrels are now equal, if you pack them into a cargo wagon, are equal to tankers. That made sense. My suspicion is the bot nerf is trying to avoid dealing with deeper issues. Like pipes. And that's where the pipes come from. Okay. I'll flip that, and that, and that. Make it faster. Poor thing. Tankers always need to be bigger than barrels in a car, yeah. Or at least equivalent to. Madzuri actually has a very good point there. And that was actually something I brought up, was going back to the 3 rows. I wouldn't go to 2 rows of what Colonel Will wants. That's just getting a little bit stupid. Because you want to be able to carry... A train should be able to carry large volume, reasonably large volumes, but not retarded large. That was actually interesting too. Not a few people have commented it, but it hasn't been the centre of discussion where they said that Vaclav look at all these bases and they were just like, I don't care, it's boring. But that's just to his taste, and that's one of the I'm not sure. I'm not convinced of that, because like he's the one who loves the twisty turny, just convoluted bases. So it's going to be it's a difficult palette to satisfy. All right. So that's that. You go there. I want to chain back out. This is where this gets rather interesting because I need room for another train. Hold it there, Sonny Jim. Aren't you? Oh, right, signals. This has the added advantage that I can stack more signals. No, I can't. Where? Oh, I guess it doesn't open it when I'm in the train. Or because there's signals. One or the other. Oh, you stupid train. I ain't having a single-headed, double-headed discussion too. I don't care. Just do whatever the hell you want with trains. Play the game how you want to be played. Train's just following your orders. It's because of the signals. It really doesn't need that. Are these things called barrels that could hold liquid? Comes to power, they do nothing realistically. That's why I say pipes. Like, there's this thing here that's just itching to run. This thing here, just itching to run. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, and I could add more. Banks of steam engines. They're just dying to run. But it has to be off because of pipes. Yeah, all the trains are ready to go to deliver fuel. But where's I want pipes fixed so I can run it. Same with this thing. It's not doing anything. It's just burning fuel just for the hell of it. But these are all disabled because pipes. That's where the issues are. But changing a few lure definitions is a hell of a lot easier than fixing code. So the problem with pipes is they have to update constantly. You're still pretty full, apparently. Yeah, so 20 UPS is about right for this base. I'm running around in circles, not really doing something productive. I want to back this up. So there is an automatic system that I use for trains. And I kind of need to fix it. And to fix it, I need to add a slip lane here. So the train can reverse back out. Like so. There we are. Hashtag nerf solar. I should have deleted that. Going to guess that once the UPS, it will most definitely be belt entities. Oh yeah, the transport line stuff. Belt updates didn't actually improve the hell of a lot that much. I think overall it was only like a 20% improvement. It wasn't a... Wait. Oh no. I thought it said Zenith. What is this one actually? 5... I really need to update this system. It's incredibly antiquated, this thing. Nerf all the things, hashtag mandatory fun. Oh, there's something to get Suri fired up. Concrete under solar. And rightly so. I understand the issue. Not that anybody else does. No, I've tried to explain it a billion times. I want that in cable reach of the train stop. So about there. Give more maximum spannage. There we go. Time to speed module the oil? Why? I got all these efficiency modules that I have no purpose for, that I made for no reason at all other than because I could. Just make more oil outposts. That's probably going to need... Although it's, it's animated, but it needs power. Concrete doesn't absorb pollution, it only spreads it. I don't know if I can... No, I can't anymore. Do I have an example? I can't see one, unfortunately. But you often get pollution trapped in concrete. I did have, like down here, this track would have just been permanently polluted. Once upon a time I logged into the Reddit server and joined their Discord voice chat. It took them forever to convince them. It's just impossible to convince them of anything. The Reddit types. I've lost count of how many times people have told me to kill all enemies and disable pollution, as if that's supposed to do something in this map. Because in 15 that was all fixed. I need fuel. I need enough fuel to get back to the oil base. Oh look, it's already full. Alright, next step is this crap. Oh no, wires. I should have actually saved a reference too. My bad. So the green wire... Okay, yeah, oil was on the red wire, and then I need to use green wire for everything else. So we bring it up here. To the control system. To mission control. Twitch instead has just dropped a few frames. I've been getting that a lot lately. Okay. No, I'll go that way. Oh, it doesn't reach anyway. Yeah. Alright, that doesn't reach either, apparently. That does. That doesn't. Fine. Be that way. Stupid wires. Okay, let's come over here. I love you can do that from the map view. Your base produces 100 to 200 signs a minute. Uses 2 gigawatt. Better nerf power then. RM dash splat. Thank you for following. Or something like that. It's funny either way. All of the pro mods and none of the speed beacons will do that. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh yeah, no, don't do that. You and you. Trouble is, it's been a while since I've done this system, so I can't 100% remember it now. Because this was something I designed back in version 13. I love the new ghetto nuclear. That's another... yes. That's another neglected issue. Is it was probably... I genuinely think it was probably too hard to implement nuclear properly, so they just made it that instead. O greater than 0. I'm gonna have to shuffle some numbers around too. So the way this thing was originally built around smart trains, and then I adapted it to not use smart trains. That works too. So 25, 50, 75, 100, 100. Of course, it's 6. Hope. I put P. How the hell did this thing work? It's the most convoluted thing I've probably ever made. Oh, right. And that's the... This thing's horrible. As I say, I need to... Electric furnaces are only better as long as you put modules in them. On their own, they're worse. Unless you power them with solar. If you power them with steam engines from coal, you're spending more coal for the same result. So P. Red greater than 0 output P. Oh, this can be simplified. Like that. What modules are best? Generally, you want to put productivity... Well, as a spreadsheet says, well, you generally put productivity in because it's free materials, but at the same time, the sheet shows the worst payoff is productivity in furnaces, so you could probably just get away with speeding it. At the same time, efficiency modules, if you're so inclined. I used to be all about that sort of thing. And then you could speed beacon it. But I think Madzuru is probably going to correct me on this, that the payoff is actually worse, or something. Because efficiency modules are pretty well useless. I'm just head scratching a different configuration. So P is a train present, which isn't really a useful signal. I like physically representing it. Yeah, the more expensive it is, the better it is. That's why rocket silo pays off instantaneously. I'm going to say a train loco to say the train is there. It's 149 out of 150k because reasons. Oh, that's still. I was thinking, is that still attached or something? Yes, yes it is. Also, how's the base doing? Still launching rockets. 7893, nearly at 7,900. It's taken way too long to do something so menial. What I'm going to do, let's pop that there. Say that. Just transmute it into a different signal. P into the existing one. Like so. Never found a use? Yeah. That's why I used to put them in the furnaces, and I actually, because there's so much oil on this map, I ended up just putting them in... Well, that's not entirely true. I put efficiency modules in these to keep the power consumption down in the olden days, because it used to just run off the steam. Well, the steam was the primary power, the solar was the secondary power, and I wanted to minimize mining. I want to minimize mining power consumption, so pump jacks and electric mining drills all got efficiency modules. So over here is an old somewhere. It's one I built in version 13. See, it's still got the efficiency 1 modules in it, just to get that power consumption down. But nowadays I'm putting speed modules in the mining drills, like so here. And you can see the demolishing patches right now. Pollute all the things. But for the most part, efficiency modules are pretty useless. How much power does the base consume? 10 gigawatts right now. 2.5 coming from solar, 7.8 coming from imaginary nuclear and steam. So... That was, yeah, That makes sense. Similar to what I actually did too, because I was minimizing attacks from mining outposts encroaching on biters, because that was a lag thing. Because like this is the explored area here is the pollution that I generated in version 12. Yeah, 12. And I was trying to I wanted to try and minimize it because the cloud was ridiculous. I genuinely can't remember what on earth is this even doing. Are these all the same? Yes. Not using Q button is such a hard habit to break. Reducing solar panel output. It's been discussed, I believe, and the outcome was it would eat too much UPS. Do you know, the first thing I expected from the game, when I first played, was I was expecting I'm going to move that to there. I was expecting solar to be a function of the landscape it was in. So you put solar in like a forest, it doesn't give you as much power output as a desert. That was what I was expecting, and then it turns out it didn't matter. That was disappointing. So that's made redundant. That's the old address thing. So output a O of 1. Probably into that. Is there a nicer way to stack these? Because that wants to output there. You want to go there. I think I've just achieved nothing. Solar is broken just like pipes. I don't think there's an easy fix for solar, in all honesty. I can go there. I'm going to swap them. Oh wait, you do. You do go there, then you do go there. Okay. Because you need the address as well. My bad. So you need that. Because you need to multiply out the O signal. And you need the oil signal. So you need to be red. But I'm going to change this. So it's just O. Like that. So it outputs a signal when it's greater than 65. Let's make that 100,000. So when 4 out of 6 tanks is ready, then it sends out another train. Okay. But I'm not feeding back the O signal. I wonder if I can do that. I think I can. Feed it back on itself and it shouldn't affect it. Yeah, it's fine. There we go. What Mesri says, what I said, probably not very competently, in Exterminator Stream is that assemblers, like for setting up a bot base, you throw down some bots, you throw down some requester chests, provider chests, in amongst the beacons, some inserters, and you're done. With belts, you got a lot of work. And so there's this inherent discrepancy between the two that you can't avoid. And you can't fix it by making bots slower or faster, charge less, charge more. It doesn't work like that. You can't overcome that limitation that belts have, the physical limitation. Can you pull off a stacked belt with an inserter? Yes, you can. A stacked belt just carries stacks of things. Hey, Spellmaster. I'm working on oil now, so I'm working on making longer trains, as you can see. So I'm going with 262s. I did have a video that demonstrates stack belts. I did play around with them, but they're currently broken, and I think they've been dropped completely as of right now. Don't like the idea of denser belts. There's so many issues with it that I don't think have been mentioned yet. The thing that I ran into, I'll just park this up, just down in here. The thing that I ran into is if you have a stack belt on your smelting line, this smelter produces one item at a time. And so this inserter is going to want to insert one item out at a time onto the stack belt. But that's a problem because it means that you're not creating stacks on the stack belt. Because a stack belt's stacked, they ran at the same speed as a blue belt, but stacked in items of 4, so a stack belt was equivalent to 4 blue belts. And so then you create, so if your stack inserter, as it's outputting from a machine, isn't creating the stacks, you either need to set up a convoluted circuit trigger system to create your stacks, or you need some sort of restacker item that the inserters insert onto, which then create the stacks once enough items have been, and release the stack once enough items have been placed onto it. And having a stack, so you're having a stack inserter onto the stack restacker and then onto the belts becomes a hell of a thing to do to squeeze into this space here. It's damn near impossible. And I did actually figure it out, but then it turns out that the stacks that were created weren't actually stacks, so it wasn't actually a valid test. It was really strange. And the stacks also decompress at the belt boundary. Unless they changed that, I'm not sure. The main thing is that, and then graphically, visually, seeing the stack, like how do you pull that off? As far as the stack spell went, I think they rendered numbers on top of it in the end. In the debug. Which I don't remember seeing. But otherwise, like, how do you know if that's a stack or not? Do you draw a graphic vertically? There's a lot of hurdles with it that you got to overcome. I think I did show the stack belts previously. I don't have that build anymore. But and it's also the one with the restacker. Even if I did pull it up again, there's a 98% chance it'll crash too. On another topic, how is the base going now? It's dead. It's not really producing. It's probably, yeah, space packs. I actually thought about the beacon radius thing too, and it does create more problems. Adding an extra tile is a pretty big deal. For the most part, I have overcome the belt problems. I didn't even rely on underground trickery like Hoffney did, so this base basically just dropped straight into 16. What version were stack belts removed? Technically, they never made it into the game. So it was about 2 weeks ago it was trialed. No, stop. Go here. You bastard. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Don't worry, I'm not an exterminator. A hard cap on modules would make things simpler in the long run. I'm just thinking about that one. Oh, that just turned on. A hard cap on beacon, or on speed and beacon coverage. Let's get out and turn around. So what would a hard cap do? It means that you reach a point where you can't cover it anymore. I'm not using any mods right now, no. So... admittedly... oh crap. Hello, train. In theory, pretty much anything you can do beaconing, almost anything you can do with beaconing with bots, you can do with belts. Almost, but not everything, everything. It just becomes painfully inefficient. But at the same time, surrounding a assembly machine with beacons, or a crafter with beacons more specifically. Oops. Hang on. Just do some drive-by repairs. Oh yeah, it's all good. Uh-oh, wrong turn. Oh, this is bad. Some serious drunk driving going on here. Alright, I want to turn at this one. Oh god, I just realised I am manual driving through this thing. Oh god. Yeah. 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 Made it. Like, that thing is deadly. There's a lot of trains crossing all at once there. It's insanity. Especially when 8 trains go through at once. I think I want to turn at the first turn. From memory. Watch out for that train. Try not to Pac-Man that train either. Please don't Pac-Man. I'll just let him get a little bit further in front. Whoa, I wasn't punching. Capping at 200%. I might try that. See what happens. Waka waka waka. Yep. Let's just send you back that way. What could possibly go wrong? Got to increase beacon range or not? Yeah. You're giving me an idea though to test it out. Off you go, train. And then I better finish this thing. You're all fooled up, are you? Yes. Let's pull up these. I might rearrange these pipes a tiny bit. Actually, screw that. What will I do? I will blueprint it first. I'll get rid of the old blueprint. That one. It's obsolete. This monster of a blueprint. So we are chain stop. Just check. Chat in a sec. It's an automatic, by the loosest definition of the term automatic. There we go. So close to the Pac-Man. It was pretty close. Capped modules at 200% remove the banks of beacon that everyone builds. It would. It certainly would. I'm actually very keen to test out the cap speed, see what happens. In theory, I can do it. So what I want to do is distribute oil from the center point. That's my intention. Whether or not I'll achieve it, though, is an entirely different matter. Off to watch glow again. Again? You really love your glow. It's not a euphemism, is it? Just curious. In theory I can plug it into there, but then these are favoured over the far ones. That's my thinking. My terrible, terrible thinking. Actually, I will create a herpaderp. Doing that. There we go. I think that's what I actually want now that I'm placing it. Pros, cons of having beacons? More fastering. That's basically it. There we go. Even 300%, say 60% effect per beacon. Still only 6 beacons max. Maybe if beacons were shouldn't gate it, say gated by some high-tech research, because eventually it's meaningless, like this state of the game. And you can just bugger off. Hello, train. Pros, cons of not having beacons. That's bold. I think it's at the point, the game's at the point now where it's beyond making big sweeping gameplay changes. Like removing beacons or something like that. How fast is this recovering? Very. The other thing is the game, it's 2 years old on Steam now, as far as Steam launch goes, and it's even older again. It's at the point where changing things is becoming impractical, because it's built up a certain level of inertia. Now. I've caused a traffic jam, which I expected. I knew it was going to happen. Whee! Blonk. Bonus points to hardcode max bonus into the game without a mod hook. Really... It's possible. I like that one. There we go. Okay, next step. Let's do all this. Eh. Stupid pipes. Before I do that, let's fix that's kind of crappy. It could be way better than what it is. There and then there. That's sensible. And it saves a beacon. Okay. What are my oil ratios? I have no idea anymore. It's something that I did a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure because it was pre. What was it even set up for? 15? I don't recall if it was or not even set up for 15. It was a weird one, whatever it was. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 refineries, which is actually too many. It should only be 8 because of pipe throughput. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 of them, and 3 of the 14 light to gas and 3 heavy to light. I think it was like 2 point something of these that are needed. As I say, it's not an amazing build. Could be better. These can also move. Well, oh right, the substation, which may not have covered it when I built it. May not have. I can't recall when I made this. Because I can't remember if I did this in 14 or 15. I know that's not got power. Because I'm controlling the output, not the input. Yeah, it's priority to lube. That's why I've also, as been pointed out, I've got some basic cracking there. This one was meant to be the specific one for basic cracking. I know there is coal liquefaction as well, but I'm not going. I don't want to go down that path. I want coal for steam engines. As crazy as it sounds. I'm eating bots. Now, that. Not sure if that's enough space. Unfortunately, its train stop doesn't fit. Can I make that fit? We'll give it the space. That actually needs that too. It's too bad about the pole alignment. Oh, actually, that one can work. This one doesn't. It has to be off. Unless it's just disconnected entirely. Which I am willing to do. Let's get some power in here. There we go. The pipe at the end can move. Yeah, I can see it going up one or even potentially down one. But I do need the room for these because they need to touch the beacons. Don't they? No, they don't. Never mind. Never mind, I'm just insane. Insane like a Gavorax. So yeah, very good, very well pointed. So you can plop in there, and you can plop in there. And the jobs are good'n. K server Belsos. Something like that. Thank you for the follow. Hey Terminator. You rarely use substations? You need to use substations. You need to embrace the substation. Uh-oh. They're not both supposed to be water. Crap. Substations are better now in since 15. Eat that fish too. That one fish. He's a dick. Where's it go? Down there. Yeah, the range was extended by a radius of 2 tiles in 15. It made them so much more useful. I very much prefer substations over medium power poles. I'll avoid medium power poles if at all possible. Alright, next one. I know there's all this smart derp-a-derps here, which I don't really care about anymore. Oh, this might be a problem. We'll see how we go. Yeah, just. Just barely. For you, I start with mediums as I get researched and just stick with them. Yeah, that's sort of that used to be my thinking. That didn't quite work. I need to rejoin the networks. This is a separate network. There we go. It's not quite the rejoining that I was thinking of, because I've joined the rocket fuel network. But it works. Nonetheless. As I say, it was the substation change that got me onto substations. Itching ever closer. Yeah, it's rolled over to 7,900. Came and went. Space is still launching rockets pretty quickly, despite not having an oil base running. And things like that. Okay. Huh. Doesn't actually need to do that anymore. So the map was generated with RSO, but I'm not running it anymore. So technically, like right now, I'm running unmodded, but at the same time, it was made with a modded game. Any chance I could show? As soon as I plug in this, I can... Well, I'm going to do tracks so you can see how it works anyway. I just needed something to link the networks like that. Alright. Let's strip it all back. Why did I put these stupid things here? All these damn pipes. So, first thing I'm going to do is connect up these and these. Signal's a lot easier in 16 now that you've got the overlay, which comes up here. So, the thing that I think trips people up the most with the signals is, so if I want to bring a train into here, You can actually see, now that I've placed that, it's created a separate block which is highlighted in yellow, which is very handy. And so everything ahead of this signal that it can see, chain or regular, for the purposes of this example, it will turn red for. So everything where this red line is drawn, it will turn red for. So if I place a tanker wagon up here, even though the train can't physically get there, it will still see it as an obstruction. And that's where most of the problems come up for people. So as well as clearing the immediate path in front of it, which I'm going to use a chain signal for, which I'll get onto in a second. So, see, it's still red because of that. I don't know if this is specifically what you're after, but it's a key point either way. So, because it's an exit, we'll add a signal here. And I could put one there, but I'm not going to, because the train's either going to come out partially or completely. Actually, I might just put one there anyway. So the next thing is a chain signal. When a train encounters a chain signal, I'll need to finish this first. So that wants to be that, this will want to be that. Chain signals before junctions after. Okay. Exactly what I'm after. Excellent. So right now you see this chain signal is green, this one is red. This one is red because this signal here is red. And that's what a chain signal does, is it looks ahead to the next signal. If it's a chain, then it will show what that chain's showing. And if it sees a regular signal, it'll show what it's showing, depending on what else is happening in the junction, which I'll get to in a second. Because that's what this part's here. So what this exit signal is doing is it's stopping the train from rolling up to this signal because something's here. As soon as this goes, it'll then light up. And so it means the train won't block the path. Of course, the left-hand driver. Now, this thing, because there's two possible paths it can go, if there's an obstruction here, you see this has gone red, so this has gone red, so this has gone blue. It's blue because you can go down here as well. If there was one here, then it would change red. So all possible combinations are can't be entered, so it will stay red. Get rid of these, it will go green again. I can also put it here. Also, or if I do something like that, the chain will look ahead and it'll show red as well. So like this one won't come up blue. It'll only come up blue if there's a choice at that point. That's the point I'm hammering there. And so that's how multiple entrances work. So its signal says it can't go up there, but there's nothing stopping the train from trying to path up there though, at the same time. And that's where some more intricacies come in when you like program train stops to be on the circuit network or something. So if this was broken, even though there's a valid path where the signal's green, a train can't go there because there's nothing there to go to. They did add the tutorial as well, which does explain a lot of this too. But I think that pretty well covers it. Oh yeah, the on-screen visualizer here is the best tool for diagnosing signals. The main thing is the coloured line. Like a train will object to something like that because this is all, even though they can't directly run into the train, the way dumb block signaling works is it looks at everything that's connected to it. And so that's where this blue line comes from. And that's about 98% of problems. I think that's pretty much everything otherwise. Question time, basically. Any questions? Any misunderstandings? Or is it all good? Doing it wrong, now get it? Excellent. Perfect. So I'll plug that in. Get the gas going. And then the lubricant, and then I'll release the trains again. It's not the best too, the thing that I've done there with the water pipes, but eh. That's a problem for another day. Yeah, the booster pumps. It legitimately needs it. And we rinse and repeat. It technically doesn't need one there too. Actually, one question about if it's right-hand drive like normal. Go on the... Yeah, so if it was right-hand drive, the signals would just be on the other side. I can't easily do that here, unfortunately. I say that doesn't need to be there, like a signal doesn't need to be there because it creates a block that's unnecessary. The only thing it does is it slows down trains exiting. But it isn't strictly necessary to have a block here. You could be split in half in here, like that. Signal spam can cause problems with track lag. So it's something to keep in mind if you have big train networks. Yeah, so for right-hand drive, if I do it here, go there, then there. Like that. For the right-hand drive case, it would be... Oops, wrong side there. That's actually the wrong direction. I did a left-hand drive. So the branch would be like that. It would enter like that. The chain would be over here. See how it's wanting to put it on the horizontal? If I press R, it'll switch to the other track. So when you have a conflict like that, just press R, it'll alternate. That's something you I always forget. That's really handy. It's sort of semi-undocumented. Hey, Sonny C88. I thought I'd say your full name this time. For no particular reason. Where do I want it there? And then that wants to be there, and then the equivalent signal would be there. Never knew that? It's been in for ages, since like 14, but it was never really documented. And because it wasn't documented, a lot of people don't know it even exists. Or at least not very well documented. What's missing? I suppose I could take it out of these things. Yeah. A chemical plant missing. Just right from work? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Car. 1. 2. And 3. Alrighty. Real resolve, thank you for the follow. Doop. And a floop. Good enough for me. Let's move this lube pipe. Well, that's no good. It can't be where the track's going. Can't be. I'll put it there. Yeah, I really do need booster pumps, legitimately. It's a thing. I haven't calculated it out. I roughly calculated it out originally, but I haven't really done it properly. I'd rather reduce the size of this refinery so it isn't a problem. But it's filed under future me problem, unfortunately. Unfortunately for me. Having said that, it should really be filed under exterminator problem, so he can actually do it instead of me. I got the game for 2 weeks, you have 108 hours and... But no, never knew. I got to my first rocket last week because I only found out about blueprints. Yeah. Yeah, with the default map gen, trains are optional. With the RSO that I've got used to be running, it's more of a necessity. Off you go. Emptiest. Really? Can I back? I'm hoping all the little trains will get stuck. Oh, you're the worst. Just determined. Determined to go in there. Why won't you go anywhere else? There you go. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Now the next problem is I need to fix... How many more trains are there? Thinking of restarting your map? Having how to find settings in the map gen. Sounds about right. I would argue that you don't want to spend too long just re-rolling, and just maybe just roll with something, although at the same time the map gen isn't great at the minute. But it's something you can get lost doing, is just endlessly re-rolling maps. Having said that, the Rail World preset was tweaked with 16 and is quite different now. $4 billion iron ore patch. RSO has its own problems. Yeah. Oop, that needs power. There we go. You're backed up on lubricant. Eh. It's a whole other problem. Any more pipe up here? Or is it all gone? Speed modules. Cliff generation's bugged? Cliffs aren't that bad as far as the generation goes. There's no major that I've seen issues with them. I know it tends to be either one or the other. As in all of the cliffs or no cliffs. It tends to be very all or nothing. Ah, screw it. I'll just let them go and then jam up all the oil outposts and we'll fix them one by one. Pumps polluting pipes. Shouldn't be. Oh, I got petroleum gas, lube. Haven't seen anything horrible yet. See how we go. So I need to get over to here. Evacuate this lube. What was the total percent? 1050, I think. 1020. Yeah, so change... That's, so with a generator, when you set, like, a frequency, and such, it's not... doesn't behave how you would think it would behave. Because you're setting... so, like, when you set a frequency, you're setting the frequency of a periodic wave. And so... you're not increasing the chance of something occurring. You're actually decreasing the space between the chances of something occurring. I think would be the best way to describe it. So a high frequency means that instead of, say, this stone patch appearing here and here, a high frequency means the patch will be here and then here. Because a frequency, if you were to give it a physical representation of distance, like a radio frequency has a wavelength, and so that frequency has a length which at this frequency is here, but if you increase the frequency you decrease the wavelength, and so the distance between becomes shorter. And that's why with something like cliffs you suddenly get all of the cliffs, because you're compressing them closer together. You're decreasing that wavelength by increasing the frequency. And that's where the generator gets really confusing, because it's kind of counterintuitive. Frequency, you'd think, just says more of something, not... I suppose it kind of does give you more of it, but it gives you more of it in a very derpy kind of way. So I want to attack this thing next. The real question is, can I just jam some track in here? Use the term scale. It's like that with the pipe pressure, because they're not actually doing pipe pressure. You're actually doing... when they say pressure, it's actually transfer rate from one fluid box to its neighbour. The cavalier use of terms is painful at times. I'd have a train stop. Yeah, so basically with cliffs currently, you need to keep it on normal. If you change it to anything else, it breaks. And that was the thing that I was sort of leading to, but didn't actually get to. So yeah. And it's because of that effect. Oops. Which is kind of, in a way, I guess it is actually, I want to say I guess, yeah. Actually, that is kind of backwards, backwards to what I said where it wasn't broken and it technically does make it broken. It's more the underlying system is the problem. Alrighty. Cliffs have priority over everything. I think the only thing cliffs can't override is water. Rose Dawn's Wealth, thank you for the flow. Huh. This is headache inducing. Because I can't put that there, because the water's in the way. You, come here. I'm not actually giving trains fuel too, which is a problem, which I probably should deal with by not dealing with it. Go that way, that way. Whoop! Don't stand there. You need a way of going in there, you need there and there. Eh, screw it. It'll be fine. Alrighty. So I had the offshore pump. I thought I did. No, I didn't. Completely right there. I think I went to and then got distracted. There we go. That's why it's not producing. Chomiko just made a mod that lets you toggle equipment on and off. Ooh. Your trains are taking too long for the last track to pass at the top. Also, there's no radar over there. Yeah, there's a multitude of issues at hand here. At play. It just, yeah, the odd number just means there's, oh hello, another one floating around somewhere. Oh, this is going to get ugly. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. It's not quite what I wanted, but I'll go with it. We'll need some fuel. I'm going to stick with rocket fuel for now, just because easy. That's coal, I think. Just need something for now. He's moving by one tile. I don't really want to. I think all of the trains are jammed again. Cause, like, yeah, that can't escape or even load. Where else are they? Wonder how many more made it back up here. Yeah, there's one. There's one. There's two, even. Yeah. Somebody know if bars could go past water. Well, biters and water generally go bad. Go badly, lag. There's a link perm. I think that's everyone. Biter Islands are bad for UPS though. Keep that in mind. Oh, right. There. There. And there. I'm just guessing right now, and there. Won't be as bad as UPS with bots. Yep, given time. That will happen. I mean, we're seeing what one of the proposed changes does to bots. Alright. This is gonna be so ghetto, but I don't care. That one can't even unload. Uh-oh. Oh no, yes it can, just. You can go there, and you can go there. Like so. And then like so. You can pop a tank there. You can pop a tank there. Tank. Tank. And Spencer is still here. All these tanks. Just set the request. They should have been set. Yeah, they're set. Because it was in the blueprint. It's not going to get them because it's not making rocket fuel. Now. It's alive. It is alive. Unfortunately, I don't have oil to support it. The base, that is. And I'm hoping to rectify that very soon. Well, I can't tell if that's... Dear. It's so stupid. Right. Right or wrong, Lee? Good thing I've got an infinite supply of iron plate here. Unfortunately, I don't have an infinite supply of patience to handcraft all that stuff. Yeah, it's going to need to go there. Can't go there, there. Okay, that's that connected. By some means. Since they buffered them with infinite research, buffer chests and filter decon. Something I don't use that anymore. I used to use the filter decon mod. That was really good. Upgrade planner too. That was a nice one. I think that's it. Let's go. Meep meep. Just have Stu do your oil. It's too bad about the whole multiplayer thing. Wait a minute, there's 7 wagons. Oh, not this crap hole. I hate this oil outpost. I'm gonna demolish it now. Right this second. You and your stupid 0.2% yield. There, 0.2 if you saw it briefly. It's not possible to get any oil out of it, this patch. I'm not going through the going to explain that it's 1/10 of what it should be again. Don't tell me to put productivity modules in it and beacon it. I'm sick of hearing that one. Oh, dare I pull up all the concrete. You bored at the moment? I'll say hello. I'm actually getting hungry. Where's my dinner? They're the worst. Nobody puts prod modules in or pump jacks anymore. You actually shouldn't. Either way. Hey, made it in here. I didn't actually realise you said it before. Have you been there for a while? I genuinely... Oh yeah, you said it's alive. I didn't know... I didn't pick up on the name. My bad. I'm very bad. More enemies, eh? Boxy, boxy, box. Just do some by hand. Oh, so nice to be able to scoop up without the multiplier lag, which makes it effectively impossible. Sable's roboports. It's a good way to burn through pickaxes. I normally keep a whole stack on me. Actually, come to think of it, I only have 2 left. I think I started with 7 on this. I thought that was implied, the personal roboports part. might save the rest for another time. I'll do it in my own time. Onward. What's inside the power armor? That. Only 2 personal roboports, and I like maximum leg speed. Although I probably should take one out and add batteries. Or maybe another reactor. Where the hell are we going now? Oh, we're not going to the other crappy well outpost. Damn it all. Yeah, I don't like this one as well. In fact, I'm gonna... yeah. Just kill it. This is another dead one, so it's 87 yield and 55 yield. Kill that too. Poor bots. Just gotta wait for them to catch up. Now, good thing the robot speed means they won't trail too slowly. Where are they? Oh, there they are. When did they do the buff to batteries? I don't remember when that happened. Was it in 13? Sora, can you give it a bit of info to a first time viewer? Alright, so this is my Factorio Megabase map. I've been playing it since version 12 was a thing. It's nearly 2 years old now, this map. The base itself is designed to produce 2 red belts of each science pack, so I've even gone to the trouble of making it out of red belts. So it's intended to do infinite science. Yeah, so there's the science and the labs. I only just completed the labs. And so, yeah, there's this horrible monstrosity of circuits. There's, what is it, was 68 belts of circuits, 96 belts of copper, 112 belts of iron, and 16 belts of steel, just in here. It's a balancer. And so, yeah, and that's all of the belts to interconnect it. The idea is to use belts just for the majority of the production cycle. Praise belt optimization. It helped. Although I think I just counteracted it. So yeah, this is all just belts to make everything go everywhere. There's a little robot factory which makes components to build the factory and anything else auxiliary to science. So anything not directly needed by science is made here, like outpost materials, mining drills, and all that sort of thing. Mining outposts, everything's all automatically combinatory controlled. It's all bot based though. Oh, is it empty? It's actually empty. How about that? It's all been mined out. So iron 2. Just a different extraction, so... iron... you're iron, right? Yes, you're iron 2. It's... says it's got stuff stored... yeah, it's got stuff stored in it. I'll send a pair of trains out. Yeah, so all the outposts are like this. The trains are sent out depending on how much the base needs and how much the outpost has. So right now there's not enough for trains to send out to just clean it out, so I'll send some trains out manually. Currently working on oil. Oil base is here. Did a temporary rebuild just to get it going again, but I'm going to have to do something more serious. Rocket fuel, also bot based, just conventional. Oops. There. Yeah, rocket fuel's made in there. Pickups in the center. It's actually a bit bigger than it should be. It could be compressed down quite a lot. And then, why is there even those there? It's probably not necessary. Because I just thought of that because the Roboport range did change. Plastic. Zooming out, there's nuclear power as well. It does its thing. Pretends to do its thing. I had to disable it for reasons of performance. So it burns fuel, but it doesn't actually do anything. Steam power as well, just because I can. It's also disabled for performance reasons. 4,000 something engines. It's a lot of engines. What is that? Rocket fuel. Very well. That's a thing to drain out the networks because they all have their own little logistics network, each boiler bank. And then everything else around it is the main network for the power, steam power. Right now doing oil. Redoing oil. Cursor over Conbot for a sec. I want to see what speed it's capable of. 145.2 kilometers an hour. A Lutan, thank you for the follow. And in the bonuses, it's 1020%. It's worker robot speed 17. That can all go. That can go there. I still have flame turrets here. It's been a while since I've been down here. Can't even remember the last time I was putting down flame turrets. More pasta? Get them faster than a train. Sora, thank you for the fly there. Hopefully that actually fits. Hardly. Just pop that there. It's not likely to get attacked by biters anymore, but back in the old days there was like a biter base like all the way around it. It was in the true wilderness, but I've since dealt with that. Alright, let's get this out of here. And try again. Oh, and eat some fish while we're at it, apparently. Perfect. Perfect. Now, I just gotta remember that train's gonna get very angry and charge in as soon as... Ah, what in the hell was that meant to be? Train's gonna charge in as soon as that stops down and programmed. Specifically when it's programmed. Yep. Why can't... Oh, it's an output, that's why. Rose bonus about 1600 to be as fast as the train. How close am I to that? I'm not sure. Huh? Let's get some of these going. There's still a cold patch here too, that I just haven't even bothered with. It's not silly at all, is it? I got a reload from the base, did I? I wasn't actually paying attention. They're all pumping again. Let's say worker speed, bots 24, would be about equal to a max train. Work 21, so I need to go, so 21 hype then. I want to see the teleporting bots. 31, 32, 33. And what are you? I think it was oil 128. Yeah, it is. Someone said it. I've manually done it and I'm fairly certain it didn't happen. Oh, it's leaving. It's like, nope, I ain't going there. What's it at actually? 75 out of 100. $84, $85, $86. Oh, leave it again. I think I've had up to robot speed 100 in a test map. See where we end up now. Oop, down south. Down here. Alright then. This has only ever been set up as a half patch too. Need to finish it. What else is actually down here? Ah, the general stop station thing. This is another old one. This is version 12 territory again. Oh, I just unplugged the entire wall. No matter. Alright, I'm just gonna put it up here. This will be one of my fixing the future problems. Was there a siding? Yeah, I pretty much never use that siding anyway. Do you mean this one or another one? The siding is the pack stop, which I also basically never use. Eh? Up and down. Let's come back to here. I misjudged that a little bit. Oh well. This is another one of those things that's temporary permanent. Temp permanent. What was that Nom Nom song, I think? Yeah, I've reached the point of not caring by doing that. Alright, let's just ram it in there. Permanently temporary. Buyers will... Permatory. What was this one called? I've forgotten. Nothing more permanent than temporary solution. So we got oil 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would have been 256. But it can be 2 now. This whole system I need to get rid of anyway. It's kind of dumb and unintuitive. What's it at? 90. Let's bring them in. There we go. 100k, so it'll turn on and let the train in. So it has a decent old whack of oil. Should time out eventually. No, it won't. I guess not then. Will this thing work? This will never work. Every designer before the impending rebuild. We've got source code, the comments added 21st Jan 99 will be improved soon. Is it done? So the base is running. Ooh, got some full wagons. 126. So we've got 1 wagon to fill. So it's running. It's just running out of oil now. And that's what's killing it. And so the first stage of rebuilding oil is... Yeah, there's an empty plastic train. To give you an idea of how bad how dire it is right now. So I'm rebuilding the oil outpost to accommodate the barrel and tanker change. And what are we at? 136, 37. So we're upgrading to 262 oil trains. And there's been a temporary upgrade of the oil base, but it hasn't fully increased production. But it's sort of, I need to cycle it up. I can't do a full oil build without getting this fixed up. Like, I need to fix up all of the tankers first. There we go, 47, 48, 49, 50. Sprung sounds friendly. Very. This is the Shred Guy playlist. And we're off. Und. Pew pew. In we go. Unload. And out we go again. Demolition Man. That is a great movie, it really is. It's kind of annoying you don't get movies like that anymore. You get movies like... what is it, Die Hard 4? The one with the driving the... Was it driving the car in the helicopter or something like that? It was just completely absurd. I really can't remember. Or was that A Good Day to Die Hard? Those modern retakes of Die Hard. There's a level of writing that just doesn't exist anymore. Twitch played a Skoda ad in some Eastern European language. And you're in Canada. How about that? Ah. Does this outpost even still exist? I thought I got rid of it. Chocolat bleu is in French. It smells funny. There goes all the French viewers. Everything's fine. Lucifer's probably cool with it. Damn seashells. It's the eternal question. The commitment to the running gags was one of the best parts about Demolition Man. I thought, because all the way throughout the movie you hear the thing go off, the machine go off, finding for the violation of the vernacular. What are they called? The rule. I can't think of it. You're fined 5 credits for a violation of the vernacular. Just trailing off, but the seashells was one particular scene, but that one persists through every movie because you can usually just hear the machine in the background whenever he swears. Verbal Morality Act, that's the one. Must be oil 7. What was that giant cross? That's just a junction I made. It's meant for 242s, a 4-way junction, to have high throughput 242s. It's one of the reasons why you shouldn't have 4-way junctions and a lot of train throughput. What'd I call it? 64, wasn't it? Yeah. There's actually no need for me to set these. It's completely inconsequential. But I keep doing it anyway. It's for the old system, the labeling. So it makes this thing work. But this thing is completely visual, it doesn't do anything. Is it even... So it sends... See how it says 5232? It sends a binary signal, a binary coded signal. So each station has a binary code associated with it. So station 1 is 1, and it's masked out here. Station 2 is 2, 2 is masked out. 3 is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 56, 512, 1024. What is the ratio of the solar panel blueprint? I don't know actually. It's actually just Madzuris. I did make one on my own, but it ends up being basically the same thing. Station 1 should be 0. It's not possible. It's not, you can't represent it in combinators. Because the only way to represent 0 is the absence of the signal. I know where you're getting at, but it doesn't work like that. Ta-da! Why aren't you pumping? Oh, there we go. In theory... that one will fill first regardless. It's all named. RIP 0 indexing. That only exists because of the nature of the combinators here. It's a bit flag, 0 flag. 0 is no flag set. Yeah, 0 means something's wrong. So it's a checksum. Very bad checksum, but it's a checksum. Hello. Blep. This thing's so crazy, it's probably full again already. Yep, pretty much. I should consider double stacking them. As a pollution-inies. Jeez, it's already dissipated from the base. Ratio 0.385. That reminds me, I never did a dynamic test. I meant to do that when 15 came out, but I never got around to it. To see what if the ratio assumption is actually correct. That the power usage is 0. The average power usage is actually 0. The variation is 0 beyond what's given. Jumping out time. So, how would I test that? Testing power usage you can do in the modding API from 15. Yeah, barely had time to stop. It's just a big block of trains, that oil outpost. Things you have to do with the oil changes. This one's particularly nasty too. I'm kind of inclined to file this under 137, 130. Nah, screw it. That's not a decon planer. See ya. You are offline. That oil outpost can go. It's only 260, 70? Like that one? It's not worth it. It's easier just to build a new one on a 1000% patch. This is where all the trains went. Where's the power coming from? Creative. It's called an electric energy interface, which is a creative a game, an internal creative element, but not using creative mod. It's inside the game now. This thing. Up there is questionable, but it's still, this one wasn't, that patch wasn't fully, because I didn't have all the pump jacks connected, so it was saved somewhat. Bye bye. Yeah, there's like oil all over the place. I even started tapping this lot up here and then abandoned it. See, I got the station there ready to go. There's a lot of oil. This was an absurd amount of oil for version 12. Turns out it actually was quite necessary. I feel like I did a pretty decent job predicting how much resource I'd need for a long-term playthrough when I set up the map. Blap. Screw that. Oil pickup test. Because the name I gave it became the actual name. For reasons. We'll fix it next update. No, I won't. There, and there. Does it bother you that I put one pump there and then two pumps up here? Well, let's try and... Nope, doesn't want to. This is why I don't like medium poles. Just doesn't want to connect to the rest of the network. It's just being a isolationist jerk. Go. There. Hopefully not all stuck up there. It's not mine, it's not my concern. That's a good approach. We're going to pump out that pollution now. Suppose maybe the oil base could go in there, and I could just park it on top of those oil patches. It's in the trees. They're coming. It's near that. I could put it opposite, actually, over here. But I am worried about pollution spread. Although I think the pollution spread's already, like, way out here anyway. I think from memory, the boundary is about there. I'm sure the game was never intended to, in the first place. But we got there. Still straining for plastic. Skittles also. So many Skittles. Purple Skittles, grey Skittles, green Skittles. Right, you're next. How many patches do I have? Oh, it's just that one which I got rid of. Kinda. I'll get rid of that. So there's one. Need to get all the 111s. Yeah, I probably should, eh? No? Where are they all? It's an acid train. It's an oil train, I think. I'm actually just curious where they've all gone. Because I should have like 4 oil trains. I'm probably just doing laps of the lake. The top oil field. This one? Should be good. That one hasn't been fixed yet. That's the next victim. So that... almost ready. I wouldn't mind tearing up this track anyway, and abandoning that too. And just cutting off all mining from here. I might only keep it for uranium mining. There's some tiny patches. You get so much from these little patches. Okay. Back we go. So the short answer with the Belts v Bots thing is a big... So they're determined to reduce the capabilities of bots. And it seems like that's going to be a thing. What happens? Don't know what the outcome will be. We'll see. We're currently expecting an enormous performance drop with any kind of bot nerf. Smurf. Where is it? There it is. Oh, you're the worst. I blame Foul for that. I still blame foul. The outside isn't used. Outside used there? Yes, it is. Never really saw an issue. I don't think there really is much of an issue. I think it... Well... Originally, I couldn't understand it, and I'm starting to think that it's actually trying to avoid other issues. That's my feeling towards it. We're 6? There we go. Got there in the end. It seems like personal opinion from the devs. Fluid boxes cause a huge amount of game performance loss, which is why I don't run nuclear. That's an ongoing issue that hasn't been resolved. Mod portal has been going on for nearly 2 years now. Things like that. Where are we at? I just need to connect this up first. It seems that Twinson doesn't care that much either way. He even stated that he's not so keen for a bot nerf, but it seems to be going ahead. There we go. Why are you not happy? Ah. That'll fix that. The thing is, Belt Spaghetti isn't getting a buff. That's where it doesn't make any sense. I think I've got rid of all the little trains too. I don't know where V stands on the issue. You forgot the green wire? That doesn't matter. Green wire doesn't do anything. Green wire doesn't do anything for oil outposts, I should say. It only uses the red wire. Green wire is for mining outposts. Red was it meant to be green wire for control, for like outposts and resources, and red wire for control. But oil outposts ended up on red wire. Basically the only thing the bot nerf does is just kill performance of bots down to the level of belts. Azunan Nyan. Nyan Nyan Nyan. Thank you for the lie. We'll see what happens the next Friday Fun Facts. It could be interesting. I say could, doesn't necessarily mean it will be. I mean, we might get the fallout. And then we get there, oops, we were wrong, we shouldn't do that, as it turns out. Or ha ha ha, we're just joking. We were never going to do that. Which I highly doubt. This feels like more of an upgrade. Because then it can hold 2 trains worth. Bots, no matter what, will always be inherently better because they're not bound by any kind of physical restriction. They can just float over the top of anything. Balance is a cookie clicker game. I actually should have had pumps transferring in between too. Dang it. Oh, it's only 90k. Get in there. I just gotta wait for a train to come. You're new with the game and having a hard time with Blue Science? Blue Science is always a step up. What what part are you up to? Didn't Book say... the hard part with the Blue Science, so... I know I've got the extraordinarily big science here. It's the red circuits that's really, I would say, the hardest part. Engines and mining drills are straightforward because it's just iron, steel and gears and circuits, which you should have already in some moderately large quantity. The way I like to do the engines, and the way most people do it, is make a line of engines, just huge line of engines because they take so long to craft. And then at the very beginning of it have pipe and gears crafted at one, so that iron plate comes in, and then the gears and pipe go down. And then have a belt of steel come in as well. Mining drills, you can get away with like 1 or 2 assemblers. Sethan911, thank you for the follow there. Why'd I put mining drills here? Yeah, they just eat iron plate, these things, and to a lesser extent gears. So all you have to do is just feed them as much iron plate as you can get. And that's all good. It's... I'll leave that on there a bit longer. Yeah, it's the red circuit part comes in because you need oil processing, which means you need pump jacks, and then the oil refineries, which means you need stone brick, which you probably don't have. Then you need... So that gets your oil processing, then you potentially need the storage, like, because you can't do anything with the products directly, like you can't, so when you get advanced oil processing, you can then turn heavy oil into light oil, and so through a process into light oil, you go from heavy oil into light oil into petroleum gas, so you have to store up and bottle up the oil that you have immediately, as well as turning the petroleum gas into plastic with coal. And yeah, it's quite long-winded. Did a train actually come by? Huh? 98k? I thought we'd sorted that out. Fine. So the bots. The symmetry of the base, it's... yeah, given how many belts are needed, it's kind of a requirement. And the rocket ship. The rocket ship is circuits. How's it fast going? 37,000, still just idling. The bot nerf is something that makes no rational sense. That's what it comes down to. So there, 1, 2. See, it's just got to distribute between the two. Oh, they're not connected, that's why. I'm going to use a decon planner. Looks like a CPU chip, yeah. It's kind of nasty, but oh well. One of your pumps in a refinery didn't connect to your train earlier. Oh, that old game. You actually reminded me of something else too, where the rocket fuel's too long. Okay. I'm debating whether or not to link these directly or not. What a save? Let's just link them. I really couldn't be bothered when I did this. Oh dear. There we go, I'm escape. I as escape. Circuit network, you haven't gotten into learning? Something that I think is... if it's not your thing, it's completely optional. Like, you're not forced to learn anything about it. But it can be very rewarding if you do. At the same time. I say that because it's not for everyone. It doesn't stop you making a big base. Some of these would benefit, like a few less pipes would be a good idea. I think I was a bit lazy when I did it. Yeah, efficiency modules. Just keep the it was originally intended to keep the pollution and power consumption down. A very long time ago. Hello, train. That's what I was worried about. Because now it's just going to fill up the front thingies. These first. Well, it is cross-connected, so it should find its way over. Boss heist. Backup power switches, yeah. I have the steam engines turn on when the power gets close to running out. Filter splitters. Splitters are not connected to the second network yet. Oh, yeah, we're off. I use a lot of circuitry for the trains as well, yes, as you point out. It's just looking at who's on. You could circuit network the pumps. Problem is the effort required in doing it. Oh, there is still one floating around. Aha, it's full. Nope. So which one didn't connect? Seems like they're all connected. You want to try and avoid any blueprints that you get which uses turning off stations. I've seen a lot floating around which don't work and cause performance problems. It's something that I'm moving away from as well. Oh wait, I didn't connect that wire up. That wire is kind of important. Oop, train. Oh. Oh. Oh well. It's probably fine. Second wagon? Yeah. Turning off stations, every time you turn off or on a station, it forces all trains associated with that station to repath. And it can cause huge performance hit. Oh, that's why that's there. How often do I get hit by trains? None when anyone's watching. It's pumping out. Not powered, but it is powered. Isn't it? I don't see a flashy flash. In line where the 111 stopped. Oh, there. Oh. It's looking somewhere completely different. Never mind. As long as it gets the plastic made. Alrighty. This could probably benefit from a second set of tanks or third set of tanks too. Okay. Did it again. There. Aww. You want to use signals to you want to use circuit network to force red instead of turning off the station itself. I've been on multiplayer games where some system someone imported was going insane and it was lagging the game. I still do it here, but I need to get rid of it. That's one of the next things I'll do as part of the train rebuild. Because it does cause a performance hit. Now... Oh, let's do this one first. So I want that. And some purdy lights. Red goes there. So green coming out. Of which green goes in there. And red goes in there. This just means I only need one wire. The first big merger streamer watch was a total station rebuild. I don't even remember which one that was. That was probably the main base, although, come to think of it. Let's pop this here. No, it has to be here. And the decider. So say each divided by -5, I think it is. Negative because we want the inverse. And 5 for the number of stations. Each again. Red. Then red goes there. Green goes there. I could do that. So output a red if it's 0. trains ever crash? Only if you remove signals. I should have actually put this down here further. That would have made a hell of a lot more sense. Like that. So red wire I need. So you go there. And green wire goes out. Oh, it's completely empty now. Oh yeah, and manually drive. It's good for a crash or two. And this goes out here. And that, then does that, and that. Say use colours. Anything, any signal turns it on. It's greater than 0. Go. And that. And the theory is that this will balance out the unloads. Train, rocket wagon, full go where, full train. Ah? Train upper. Rocket full. Okay. Hello train. So this will fill up and it should go red. There it goes. I just want to fix up this. And then we'll move on. Chest don't feed the train. Ah, right, yeah. It's a feature. Yeah, that was because I miscounted earlier. I saw it and then I immediately forgot about it. Yeah. Oh. Fine. What happened to your turning merging lanes rail design? Which one's that? You mean the big one? Mainline one. I think it still needed some work, but I haven't been able to look at it for a while. What's going on here? Oh, it's deadlocked itself. The one we're working on in Mad Science, that'd be the mainline one. I think I finished it. Mostly finished it. Oh, it's an acid train. It is. I thought I made it available in its current form. I Can't remember though. I thought I went through and updated all the books. I got more to add to it though. Just a mess. Those wires. I need to have a day of just doing blueprint updates. It's the worst. Oh, it's exterminators, that's why. I didn't do this one. Signal's also backwards. There's also the requiring exterminator to actually update them. There we go. Now I gotta go fix that train. Yeah, that's the mainline one, I called it. Oh, you stupid little train. I seriously thought I got rid of them all. I thought I went through the list and I must have been sitting on top of a bigger train or something, so I didn't see it. How about... That works. Kinda, not really. There. Nope, you don't get power. Alright. There's a substation there. So what I'm thinking of doing is, if a train does get in this point, this signal will change. Input multiplied by, we'll say -2. There we go, and that'll force that signal to clear. And sort of at least let that train out. Something like that. Stupid trains. Oh, it keeps forcing them in. I keep wanting to path in now. That doesn't actually work. Oh, of course. You can use chains. Maybe. We'll see. The signal's there to try and get them to go over to the far end, so they don't just ignore steel, which isn't actually backed up at the minute. Plastic? Plastic! Oh, that started working again. Oh, I didn't replace the radars. How is... Lube is backed up, so these might back up on heavy. Oh, it's not connected, so it's fine. It's not connected up, so it'll always run the heavy to light and the lube. Yeah, you can wire up chain signal. Okay. So you can change any of the signal outputs. Yeah, there's a 111 in the refinery. It'll skate around like they do. ME4 has all the 16 stuff in it, so cliff explosives, this rocket, nuclear fuel, buffer chests, all that sort of thing. A few other things got rearranged. And a few other things got... Oh yeah, and there's artillery stuff too. Are we actually doing plastic? Not really. Mass Effect 4. It's actually out of coal. Interesting. It is pretty empty over there. Although it was backed up, having said that, the trains. Found him? Excellent. I just took a risk and replaced the controller without switching any modules. It should work. Any controller should work with any version. Without any problems. Why are you all off? Oh, there we go. Just snuck around. Oh, that's not connected, that's why. Oop, train. I like that, the sequencing. Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Everything is fine. Meow. Alright, this little booger. There we go. AM. There to there. Still doesn't change anything. Yet. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, there we go. And now that they're in, everything's red again. You got 92 out of... Shouldn't that be green? It's green is the total... Yeah. It's the wrong colour wire, that's why. That explains a lot. Ha ha ha! Next oil train. That's more like it. That's what should happen. Excellent. So now slowly but not quite emptying. That's fine, that's what I want. So I've now got something that can be expanded upon at least. And I have plastic working. Actually I have 2 belts out of 3 belts 2 out of 3 working. Even better. How many oil trains did I make? Good question. I actually ended up reducing the number, so there's only 5 now. Which is fine. Which, yeah, it's fine. I can eat that. All the 111 oil trains should be gone now for sure. I'm not so bothered by the tanker change now. It should actually be all of them now. I think I got rid of the last one just then. Yeah, so that's long, 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 long and long. One of the next things it needs to do is, like that needs to be straightened out so I can plough over that. So I'll need to plough over that. That'll need extending across. I need to get rid of this track. I might... Next time... I think next time will be that rebuild with all that track and everything. It's going to be quite substantial. I'm just thinking what to do next. Where build the oil, or tear down these oil and build new ones. Fix up that, put the radar in again. Yeah, and add more tanks to it. Maybe move oil over to here. And so, nuclear power as opposite oil, just here. Oil train run should be 262. Move everything one tile. Sure. I think I'm gonna go get some food. Me hungry. I don't want to go late again. So I'm gonna leave it there. Because it is also actually a natural conclusion now that I've done a temporary fix on oil. Temporary fix achieved. Base is running. Oh, actually, one last thing. What's the production? It's hovering about the 700s. Oh, 2k on the blue posts. Let's go have a look at that. Let's have a peek at it. It looks so depressing like that. It's not even filling the belt. Skittles. Oh, that moment when this ran at 3,200 was good. We're still a little way off, unfortunately, but we'll get there. Only one full train. Said a few times. So one of these is actually missing a loco. Thought I made sure that wouldn't happen. That's two. Up here, it just doesn't want to find another. That's another problem for another day. That one. I know what that is stuck up there. It's because it can't find another. Can't find another station, so it just wants to keep going there. It's because this one's gone. Ring Crockley. Oh right, yes, I forgot about that again. I think it's been said like 4 times now, and I've forgotten about it 3 times. I even, like, as in, I forgot about it. I saw it and then forgot about it. There we go. Oh, and that pump, yeah. Which was that? Yeah, that. Well, that's kinda sucky to fix. Actually, no. Yeah. It's very dodgy. Pull that in. Then I can pull that in. Then I can move that up 1 tile. And then it's done. And then I just wait for a train to see if it's right. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you keep saying these things. Here we go. I think these ones should be okay. Trains are on timers anyway for refueling. Possibly. Yeah, they all are, because I referenced that one. Alright then. Yeah. Yeah. Quite right. Yeah. It's a bit of a... Oh, this thing was always a bit of a ghetto fix, having said that. So it's not surprising that this sort of things come up. There we go. You can sleep well now that it's fixed. Finally. It finally got it through to me. Took much pain and strain, but you got there. There we go. Right, so I think that's definitely... Is that everything else concluded? Everything else satisfied? It's in the station now. Everything appeased? I haven't forgotten anything else? Just wait for the chat delay for anyone else to mention anything. Hey, Angie. Everything's right with the world then. Did you set the requests? I did. It looks like all the rocket fuel came in too. Alright, on that note, I'm going to leave it there.